Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world. This is Troy TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, Troy University will see some expansion thanks to a donation made this week on the Dothan campus. Officials with Michelin North America presented a $150,000 donation to Troy University officials last Friday. The donation will fund the creation of a whiteboard room that will be part of the university's Center for Entrepreneurship and Economic Innovation. The center will be housed inside Coleman Hall, a new academic building coming soon to the Dothan campus. And Troy University students will soon have a new place to have fun and get in shape, as a new recreation center is in the works. As Jordan Elston shows us, the university is still in the early stages of determining what will make up the new facility.
Troy students will soon have a new recreation center. However, the features of the new center have not been decided.
Well, we are just now in the early phases of defining what will be included in the new student recreation center. So we have formed a kind of a task force that's working on that. It includes 3 representatives from the Student Government Association, and it includes leadership from the Student Recreation Office here on campus and involvement of some faculty who actually teach in the field of recreation management, and a number of other folks who have been involved in design of similar other types of facilities.
And for any students that would like to voice what they think should go into the new center, there is a way.
The first step now is to seek input from students and faculty and staff. So some faculty have worked on the creation of a survey that was sent out earlier, I think late last week, probably about Thursday. The survey went out, and we can look at that data based upon whether it's input from students or from faculty or from staff. So we want it to be a very inclusive process in terms of identifying what people would like to see in this facility. But again, it's starting with input from the students in terms of what they want to see first and foremost.
The survey was sent via email and is due Friday. Jordan Elston, Troy TrojanVision News.
And Troy students got the chance to have their say in what they hope to see in that new center, thanks to a town hall meeting held by the Student Government Association. Will McCarthy has the details.
Gathered in Patterson Hall Monday night to discuss new plans for a new student recreation center. Students gave their input on what they would want in the new rec center. Construction will start between the spring of 2016 and fall 2016.
And then after they've been able to demolish all of Sartain, level the ground, fill in the hole that's been built for Sartain, then construction would start immediately, and it's been said to be about a 16 to 18 month project.
Many students gave their opinion on what they would want in the center, many things from an indoor track to smoothie bars and healthier food options. But Barton's main concern is what the students want.
Well, my main concern tonight was our students. That's something that I am devoted to. I want to hear our students' wants, our students' needs, their thoughts about this new rec center. That was my biggest goal tonight, was to have involvement from our students, and I think we accomplished that definitely.
And Barton was excited to hear the variety of options the students provided to be included in the new facility.
I think the biggest thing was probably just being able to have an area of free weights, a place where people can work out or run or whatever that may be. Essentially just a bigger version of what we have right now, with some additions that people would like to see in it, such as the indoor track and the indoor pool, anything along those lines, a smoothie place, no matter what it be.
William McCarthy, Troy TrojanVision News.
And hundreds of high schoolers from across the state converged on Troy University on Thursday to learn how to improve their journalistic skills. Courtney Chandler gives us a look at this year's JDay.
On Thursday, Troy University Hall School of Journalism and Communications opened its doors to aspiring young journalists across the state for an annual workshop known as JDay.
We invite high school and middle school students from all over Alabama to converge upon Troy for a day to learn about journalism, graphic design, photography, putting together television news packages, media law, advising to the to the teacher advisors who are here. It's a day set aside just for journalism for our students that come here.
Students were able to go visit different workshops and seminars during JDay, and one student talked about one of the workshops in particular that she thought was beneficial for her once she returned back to her high school.
So far I won a yearbook and it was pretty good. We learned about all types of photos and backgrounds and how to just make our yearbook better.
JDay does not only give high school students the opportunity to learn more about journalism, but it also gives them a hands-on experience of a life of a journalist.
Coming here to our workshop, we can actually let them get a hands-on approach to what they're seeing at home. They get a chance to visit our television news studio. They get a chance to work in our newspaper, our computer lab, hear lectures from people in the business. So it's not just someone getting up in front of a classroom and talking for a few hours. They actually get to do stuff.
JDay is also used as a recruiting tool to show off all of what Troy has to offer for students who are considering coming to Troy.
I came up here for JDay my junior year of high school, and I did not realize what a great program or what a great journalism program Troy has to offer. And if I wouldn't have come to JDay, I wouldn't have known.
Courtney Chandler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Next week, the Troy Trojans will play Sunbelt Conference rival South Alabama on the football field. But before the big game, the Student Government Association is using the entire week to heat up the rivalry between the two schools. Alex Roberson has the details.
Troy University's Student Government Association is making some big plans for next week as the Trojans take on in-state rival South Alabama.
We're also talking about Rivalry Week, which is this new tradition that we have come up with against South Alabama. So from now on, hopefully, our expectation is that every time we play South Alabama, the week preceding the game will be a packed week full of fun events for our students to kind of enhance student pride in our university and to kind of support the football team as they go and fight the Jaguars.
SGA has a packed schedule of events planned for the newly created Rival Week.
With Rivalry Week, there's multiple different things coming up. We have the soccer game versus South Alabama. That is on September 25th. We also, on September 28th, we have our South Alabama Car Bash. That is going to be from 10 to 12. We also have our official Rivalry Week kickoff at 12 p.m. Then we also have our pep rally at 5 p.m. on that day. And then on Saturday, we have a tug of war with Troy students versus all South Alabama students.
Alex Roberson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll see how Troy University's Saudi students brought some of their homeland to Troy. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey. Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
Troy University students had the chance to learn about the variety of ways they can study abroad on Wednesday. Sarah Singletary has the details from this week's Study Abroad Fair.
On Wednesday, Troy Abroad students and faculty provided information and shared personal accounts about studying abroad. Students interested in study abroad programs got the opportunity to ask questions and figure out how to continue studying their major overseas in a unique way.
I want to study abroad because I think it provides a unique opportunity as a young adult and a learning experience of seeing how other countries are educated and how their business world works. For me specifically, I want to see how different countries and their businesses work, and how, since we are a global marketplace, how as a United States citizen I can be involved in that bigger global market.
From Barcelona, Spain, all the way to Cape Town, South Africa, every study abroad trip offers a unique opportunity for students willing to travel outside their comfort zone.
Traditionally, our most popular destination has been Cape Town, South Africa, where we offer leadership learning and service courses. The city is beautiful, has great views of the southern tip of Africa, but it's also got great history. You can go visit where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for over 20 years.
Common reasons for not studying abroad are language barriers and academic concerns. Troy Abroad Director Maria Frigge attempts to ease students' concerns by working with advisors at home and at schools overseas.
And we also work very closely with their advisor and the school they want to go to make sure that the classes they're going to take are actually going towards their major. And also what we make sure is that the classes are in English. So you don't have to speak the language of the country you're going to.
Study abroad opportunities are offered by the year, semester, and over the summer. Sarah Singletary, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And a little bit closer to home, some Troy students got to learn about the culture of another country through their tea. Nathaniel Rodriguez takes a look at this week's Tea for Troy on Zimbabwe.
Tea for Troy held its Zimbabwe Night Thursday to educate students on the tea industry and culture of Zimbabwe. The presentation described the method of how tea is picked by hand and its multiple uses in Zimbabwe. Students had a chance to try 2 types of Zimbabwean tea, lemon tea and white tea, a type of tea mixed with milk that has a flavor similar to coffee.
And in addition to enjoying some sweet refreshments, students also had the chance to enjoy these refreshments in real teacups provided by Sodexo.
The presenter, freshman Anesu Shumba, stressed the importance of these events, saying that they promote a cultural exchange through a common connection.
It is important because you get to know more about the other people's culture using a common interest, which is tea.
Students responded well to the presentation, and the tea is available that night.
I really liked it. I think it went really, really well. Elisha was very funny, and his presentation was very well put together, and the tea was very good. I actually really enjoyed the tea this week.
I really liked the teas. I tried both of them, and then I went back to try the other teas, and I enjoyed playing Jenga and getting to actually meet the guy from Zimbabwe and talk with him and play with him, play with Jenga with him, and it was just really fun meeting new people and then learning about the culture and then drinking the teas, so everything, I guess.
Nathaniel Rodriguez, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And students got exposed to a little more international culture on Thursday as Troy University's Saudi Association celebrated National Saudi Day on the Quad, giving others a chance to look closer into the Saudi Arabian lifestyle. Deborah Bogart has the details.
September 24th was not just another Thursday for some Troy University students. Instead, it was a celebration of their life and culture. Although Saudi National Day was observed on Wednesday, Troy University's Saudi Association used Thursday to honor their national holiday by sharing their heritage with others.
We want to tell the people about our culture. We want to tell them about what we have in Saudi Arabia. There are many Americans here that don't know where is Saudi Arabia. So we want to tell people and tell the world we're here and we have really good stuff.
One Troy University student says she really enjoyed seeing other students go out of their comfort zone and experience a new way of life.
I think my favorite part about today has just been seeing everyone that I know come out and really just support the event. It's been cool to see students not afraid to put on the traditional garments and try the tea and try the dates. And I think it just says so much about us that we're able to come together and just like show our respect and be interested in about another culture.
At the tent, visitors were able to get their name written in Arabic and get a little taste of Saudi Arabian culture.
I tried the tea. It was really good. I'm addicted to coffee and tea, so I really enjoyed trying something new.
Yeah, I tried their coffee and it actually was kind of like a tea, so that was interesting. I wasn't expecting that, so yeah, it was delicious though.
Al Mutari said this year's event was a tremendous success And with the number of Saudi Arabian students attending Troy University steadily increasing, he hopes the success will continue.
Till now, we have more than like 250, I would say 300, and this is just the first 2 hours of the event. So perhaps for today, we're gonna have at least like 500 students, which is really good number.
Deborah Bogart, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Troy University's library is using the month of September to educate students about Latino American history. And on Wednesday, a guest speaker talked about some topics one might not have expected to hear in a library. Ryan Renfro has more.
Prostitution and Cuba were the main topics discussed in the Troy Library's efforts to educate Troy students on the Latino culture. The idea came after the Troy Library received a grant from the American Library Association.
203 libraries got grants of $3,000 each to conduct programming relating to Latino American history. And so the name of the grant is Latino Americans 500 Years of History, and we've been having lectures and films on all three of the campuses, Montgomery, Troy, and Dothan, where we have libraries.
The hope always is that it will encourage students when they see something about Cuba in the news, that they'll read it, that they'll engage with one another. I hope also students will think about traveling to Cuba and meeting the people themselves in a personal way. So that would be wonderful if the talk today inspires any of that.
Dr. Tiffany Sipuel's plans for students go far beyond just this room. She says she hopes to answer questions students may have about the relationship between the United States and Cuba, with hopes of one day strengthening the ties between the two countries.
Students have so many questions about Cuba right now in light of the changes that are occurring between the United States and Cuba, and so I hoped that this talk, maybe even more than centering on or provoking conversation about prostitution, would help us understand Cuba. Learning the language, learning about the culture, learning about the history, asking the hard questions about the role that we as individual citizens can play in forging relations, not just with Cuba, but with Latinos in our own culture. That's the real drive here in this. And if students have learned something about prostitution in Cuba, great. But if it inspires them to ask questions about the history of Latin America more generally, then I'm happy.
One Troy student shares his thoughts on the program and in what ways he felt it was speaking specifically to him.
I think specifically whenever they're tied in with majors of students like myself, or majors and minors being Spanish minors, is really interesting and helps me understand why I'm a Spanish minor, but just more about the culture, and facilitates informal learning. So I thought it was really good.
Ryan Renfro, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Sartain Hall is traditionally known for basketball and volleyball, but this week the building turned into a roller rink for students to show off their skating skills. Christy Henderson has the story.
Every other week, UAC hosts an event for Troy students where they can get out and have some fun. This week, UAC hosted a skate night supplied with a skating rink and skates so students could show off their skills.
The University Activities Council, we're hosting a skate night. Basically, you remember when you were a little kid and kids could come out and go to the skating rink? We just brought the skating rink to Troy because we don't have a skating rink. And so it seems like we have a nice turnout. All the music and the skates and the lights, it's a good environment out here tonight.
There's a great turnout tonight, so we really think that it's a successful event and definitely one that we want to bring back. And we're actually going to mix it up a little bit, and next semester in January we're going to do an ice skating night. So instead of rollerblading, it'll be ice skating, so we hope that the turnout is just as great for that.
Students that came to skate night say that not only is it an opportunity to have fun during the week, but to also go out and make some new friends.
Because it gets you out of your dorm, so you're not all just stuck in, and you can have fun and meet new people.
A lot of people at Troy like to complain about it being boring, but they don't really come out to events like this, so I think that if students came out to events like this, they wouldn't think there was nothing to do in Troy, because there's always something to do, like events like this, so I feel like it's important for students to come out.
Even though most students are here just to skate, some are here to show off their skating skills.
I've got skills. I'm decent. And I've been skating since I was little, and I used to skate every day back home, so I love to skate.
Christy Henderson, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll hear some offerings from our friends at Troy Public Radio. So don't touch that dial.
Mom,
can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Now back to TrojanVision News Weekly.
This week we take some time to hear some of the work done by our broadcast partners at Troy Public Radio. As we do each week, we'll get another sample of Talk of Troy, the student-produced newscast of Troy Public Radio. Now, let's take a listen.
It's the Talk of Troy. Voices and sounds from the campuses of Troy University. I'm Thomas Gleaton. Troy University's Dothan campus is now offering an instant piano class. Producer Kenya Taylor has the story.
So you have a favorite song you want to play and can't read music? No problem. Instructor Michael McMillan says no experience is necessary.
The way we play popular music is a little bit different from the way classical music is played. We do very little note reading, actually.
McMillan says that by the time students leave his class, they will be able to successfully play their favorite songs on the piano.
I'm not going to turn anybody into a virtuoso, but I will show you how you can play music, mainly for your own enjoyment.
The class will be held in Malone Hall from 6 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays starting September 22nd. For registration information, visit troy.edu and search for Instant Piano. For the Talk of Troy, I'm Kenya Taylor.
The Confucius Institute brings a dose of Chinese culture to Troy University, sometimes literally. Charles Jones, Administrative Support Specialist, says the Jiangsu Normal University Art Ensemble is coming to the Montgomery campus.
They will come in and do some traditional Chinese dances, playing some traditional instruments like the Chinese zither or gungzu. Also, they will be putting on maybe a small martial arts show.
The ensemble will feature classical dance, Chinese and British ballads, Chinese folk dance, and folk instrument performances.
I would say it's a wonderful event for our students, our community, and for our state.
The event is open to the public and will begin in the Davis Theater on September 19th at 6:30 p.m. More information can be found at troy.edu/Confucius. I'm Thomas Gleaton, and you've been listening to The Talk of Troy, a production of Troy Public Radio.
Throughout the week, Troy Public Radio can be heard on 89.9 in Troy and Montgomery, 88.7 in Dothan, and 91.7 in Phoenix City. Well, it's time for our last break, but when we return, we'll learn about Troy University's big homecoming concert. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is Dr. Daniel Smith. He's an expert in domestic and international economics. But his proudest achievement is connecting with his students and helping them accomplish more than they ever thought possible. That's the warrior spirit, and it's alive and well at Troy University. Feel it at troy.edu/spirit. The warrior spirit, it's in there. Always has been. Now let it out and take the world by fire. Train well and learn what it means to be a Troy Trojan. Walk with confidence, conquer, claim territory, and climb ladders. Know that you have the power to stand alone, but the comfort of knowing that you'll never have to. Discover your inner warrior. Find it at troy.edu/spirit.
Now back to TrojanVision News Weekly.
Troy University's Activity Council has big plans for homecoming this year. Recently, I had the chance to learn about their homecoming concert, and that's the topic of this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today, we'll be learning about some fun activities planned for this year's homecoming in the way of a big concert from the University Activities Council. The president of the University Activities Council, Khadijah Torbert, joins me today for Trojan Talk. Khadijah, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
And we're talking about homecoming, and there's usually a lot of activities going on, but the UAC decided we're going to throw a big old event as a part of the activities in the form of a concert. Tell us about the concert, who you got coming.
Well, for the concert, we have the artist Wale. He is kind of a rap artist, just a different genre that we've had before. So we're just really glad that we got him and that Troy University and everybody around can come to it.
And of course, you know, someone my age may not be as familiar with Wale's work. Some of the younger kids definitely familiar with it, but this is someone who's had some pretty big hits and has worked with some pretty big name artists in his career. So some of the, especially younger folks, have an idea of who this person is, and this is a pretty big deal.
Yes, he has worked with people like Drake, that's a big artist, Beyonce, he writes songs too, so he's very known for that, and he's won an Emmy and a Grammy for his music, so we're just really pleased and glad that we got him.
And of course, this concert, once again, part of the homecoming festivities, and this is kind of new for UAC, at least in recent memory. There hasn't been anything this big, at least a concert for homecoming, as far as I can remember, that UAC has put on.
That's correct. This is the first concert that we've had for homecoming in a while, and we just wanted to bring something new, you know, during our week and for homecoming to add to the skit night, dance night that we have, and just having a concert. It's like, wow, we haven't had that in so long, so we should do something more exciting and more diligently than a comedy show that we used to do in the past.
Yeah, so you've usually had just comedians and stuff like that, a little bit smaller scale, but this is something a little bit larger scale.
Right, although laughter is fun, you know, everybody loves listening to music, having a good time, and just bringing a lot of students from different schools and from here just together is a really good thing.
And of course, talk concert, this is the second concert to be held in Trojan Arena. You kind of had a warm-up, the UAC in the spring when you brought Need to Breathe in, but that was a good, valuable experience.
Yes.
But, you know, but now you're going to kind of step it up a little bit and bring this in. So
yeah, Need to Breathe was our first concert. We had a good turnout for that, and we were just like, why not bring a homecoming concert to have more added effects to the homecoming experience in general. So we're glad to kick this off and see where it goes. Sales are going really good right now. So.
And now talk about sales. Students are definitely going to be interested in this. As we mentioned, it's an artist that students are familiar with, but it is homecoming weekend, and there's a lot of alums coming into town, a lot of folks coming to watch the game. This isn't a concert just for students.
No, general admission tickets, they are also on sale online at TroyTrojans.com/tickets, and you just click on purchase online tickets and go to the month of October and select Wale, and you can purchase Wale tickets. There'll be arena seats.
Arena seats there. It's an opportunity for the folks out there. If they're coming in for the homecoming game and they're looking for something to do that Friday night, there's going to be a concert, so they can come and check it out.
It's only $40, and I know a lot of concerts are more expensive than that. So for the general public, it's $40, and for students, it's $20.
It's $20. Now, if students out there are interested in getting these tickets, talk about ticket sales for students and what restrictions are there to students. They're only allowed to get one ticket,
one
right?
ticket
So talk about
per
that.
student ID, per Troy student. You can only purchase one per student ID, and you can pick them up in the TC from 9 to 4 every day up until the concert.
Up until the concert. So, because a lot of students are thinking, oh, well, I'll just go and buy a big handful of tickets, but not the case. So, and now, with the concert, and we talk about the fact that the general public can come and check this out. What do you hope that you were able to pull from this? And I guess, is this maybe a start of a tradition, maybe that we'll get more concerts and especially in that venue?
We actually hope so. We're hoping to have a concert actually each semester. So hopefully if this kicks off good, we're just going to keep having a concert each semester. So.
And so, and now you've had 2 there so far. Talk about, I guess, from a student perspective, opening your eyes to, I guess, working a concert and what goes on with a concert and the challenges and I guess the fun that can be had in putting together something as big as a concert.
Putting together a concert is a lot of work. People just see the aftermath of it of just, wow, this is a great event, celebration, but it's so much work that goes into it with publicity-wise. You have to get the word out to everybody, getting people to work it, the management team with Wale's team, just having everything approved through him. So it's just a lot of work, but it's also fun just getting to meet somebody of his standard and his quality. So.
And so now, for anybody out there, once again, when and where is the concert going to be?
Trojan Arena at 7 o'clock, doors open up at 6. 6th.
And the date?
And the day is October 16th.
October 16th, the Friday before the big homecoming game here. And anyone interested in getting tickets, how can they get tickets?
You can purchase them online at TroyTrojans.com/tickets.
All right, and students can get them?
In the TC every day up until the concert from 9 to 4 p.m.
All right, well, I know ticket sales have been pretty good so far and good turnout. Hopefully we'll get a big crowd for that homecoming concert and you'll see more of these concerts in the future. Well, thanks for joining me today, Khadijah.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's our show for this week. We hope you join us again next week for another edition of Troy Trojan Vision Weekly. We hope you have a good week.